On just a second here. Twitch TVs and
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Afterlight Skies, our Edge of the Empire Star Wars RPG. I'm Jack. I am the substitute executive producer here at Final Show Films. And to get us started off, I will turn it over to our GM for the day, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin, and for like the thing, am the GM for Afterlight Skies. We're going to start off by introducing our characters, so right back to Jack.
Hey, everybody, I'm Jack again, and this time, instead of the substitute executive producer, I am Rerun, R3RN, the astromech droid, and I will roll me some destiny points.
yeah.
If the destiny pool is empty.
The pool is cleared.
Okay. Cool. That is one dark side point.
All right. And Cody?
I'm Cody. I'm playing Praz, the Zabrak Commando, and I will also roll Destiny, and it will be the greatest Destiny roll ever. Which is the same as reruns. One dark side.
Okay. And Jeremy?
Great. It's on me to get us some light side points. This is going to go well. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Luxura, a Zeltron Slicer. And let's see here. Well, I got us one.
All right, we have a low destiny pool today because we don't have that many players and everyone rolled 1 point. Let me roll that D100.
You nonconformist, Zeltron.
Oh,
11.
awesome.
This is going to be good.
Yay! Alex, I mean, if Sen's bounty, or even a description of Sen could have gotten around, what are the odds that no one's noticed the person who has an actual name and description in their bounty?
All right. I'm a little paranoid. Cool. A little. Probably not a lot. Sweet. Because Lex doesn't do a thing in halfways.
No, she don't.
I was not prepared to roll that one. I was prepared to roll a different one, but yeah, that works too.
Sweet.
So Lux has a strain threshold reduced by 2.
Yep.
Everyone else's strain thresholds are reduced by 1. So mark that however you mark that down. And last time, the crew of the Nasari returned to Dantooine and got some business done, did some shopping, and encountered an old acquaintance, enemy, ally. It's not super clear. Who they had previously rescued, probably from a world, where they could not leave the system because of force ghosts. This individual later made an offer to send, upon reuniting with the group, this individual made an offer to Senstaku, offering some sort of force-sensitive only club that she was a part of and needed a fellow force user to assist her in getting back in. The exact details were a little sketchy, but she provided a holocron-like device and told Senstaku that he would find answers at a set of coordinates, which Lux identified as something that she recalls being referred to as the Screaming World, a rogue planet that not much was actually able to be found about beyond apparently it screams.
The planet is a Rogue One.
Shut up. I didn't name how celestial things work.
Okay.
Oh God! Look, your
I'm
nose is
sorry.
bleeding. Are
I
you all right?
had to.
Yeah. So, Senstaku immediately set the coordinates for the Screaming World, punched to hyperspace with Rerun's help. And that's where we find ourselves. You have a little less than a day before setting down. Anything you're going to do while in hyperspace?
Rerun's gonna try and build that mouse droid again.
Okay. Make your roll.
Okay. As I recall, I got
And
to
then
reduce the
spend the
difficulty by
dark side.
1, right?
Yes, you do have a reduced difficulty from your previous advantages and lack of success.
All right, but you're upgrading the difficulty by 1.
I am upgrading the difficulty with the dark side.
Okay. In that case, let me. Mechanic. Oop. That is 1 success, 3 advantage. I need to spend my. Trying to. Up my book.
Yep.
Oh,
While that's going on, I'm going to be building up, going through, reconfiguring and building up the ship's anti-slicing measures,
Okay.
just to be safe.
So make me a difficulty 1 check. You can't fail catastrophically at this, but primarily to determine how much you manage to upgrade.
Okay. And I believe I have something that is...
I mean, you can catastrophically fail, but it would require a despair, and you don't have any upgraded dice on the dark side.
Got it. Make sure I don't have any other things in here. There we go. And back.
Prowse, anything particular you're doing?
no. I'm just going through the laminate armor that we picked up, and I'm cleaning it, making sure Nothing's like too broken with it. Making sure all the pieces are there.
So
Basically, I'm performing maintenance on all my equipment.
3 advantages says I can make a choice to take advantage of the modular hardware option. Basically, I choose a cybernetic implant, and the droid comes with it pre-installed at no additional cost. Basically,
Alright.
sort of I manufacture a minor thing. So I'm going to give him a brain implant. So instead of just stats of 1 across the board, his intelligence is a 2.
Okay. That fits. Rerun wants a slightly more aware, intelligent friend.
Yes, I do.
Robot. Okay.
Currently, however, it's just a chassis, which I will then eventually have to take to Lux to get some program directives put in. So.
Mm-hmm. You run through the basics. You can get all of the mechanical bits to respond. Everything seems to be functioning smoothly. And yeah, you've managed to change the capacity of the mental stats a bit with just some extra parts that you had lying around and weren't at all vital to the ship.
Nope. I certainly did not steal anything out of the astrogation computer.
No.
That would have
Who
been
would
a
need
terrible idea. An absolutely terrible plan.
All right.
And that will take me basically a day.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, Lux, with
Yeah, I got 4 successes
successes,
and a despair. Threat.
you spend some time tearing things down, reassembling them in ways that are tighter. You've had a lot of it's your specialty, but you can get into a lot of places you shouldn't be able to.
Right.
And you kind of don't want this thing happening to you.
Right. No. Yeah. And I have this.
Yeah.
This only applies when they try to do it, but
Yep.
I think the defensive
You
slicing,
impose
so it's
an
harder when people
upgrade?
try.
Is just for my remembering, you impose an upgrade or you impose
When attempting to defend a computer system against intrusion, or when an opponent attempts to slice a computer owned or programmed by the character adds a setback die per rank of defensive slicing, so 1. So they get 1 setback die to their attempts to hack in.
All right. Yep. All right. Praz, about an hour before you guys actually drop out of hyperspace, you get a communication.
Okay.
It's listed from your family, from your clan. It seems to be one of those things that's sort of sent to everyone, not specific to you.
Okay.
Open it up, Tren.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll open it up. And read it.
When you open the thing, it is just a small communique. There's a few specific personal messages. None of them are directed at you or anyone you particularly know. But the main thing that's in the message is that, sorry, I don't know what's wrong today. I'm sorry I'm so slow. Your clan is essentially requesting anyone who has information or happens to come across information about someone named Doreen Ross or anyone related to them should report that information to the clan. It's not essential that you drop everything and start trying to find or research this person, but any information you come across or have access to would be desirable for them.
Okay. Well, I'm really not doing anything else, so I'll leave my room and walk over to Lux's desk while she's furiously typing like a mad 90s hacker, and ask her if she could possibly find anything on a Doreen Ross.
Who? What? Yeah. Why?
Just some clan stuff. I figured we're in hyperspace, so I'm not good with computers. You are.
Yeah.
I mean,
What do you know so far beyond name?
What do I know besides name? Are they just like, here's a name? Anybody know anything about her?
Basically.
Yeah, that's it. I know that my clan's looking for her.
Okay, let me see what I can find. It'll take me probably I would assume
No
mid
rush.
act, so or mid upgrade. I'm just doing some security fixes. As soon as I'm done with that, yeah, you are. I'll see what I can find.
Top of the ITQ.
Yes.
I'll open a ticket. God damn it!
So yeah, once I'm done with what I'm doing, I will go ahead and.
Because this is a little bit later. It's only about half an hour till you get out of hyperspace. You are nearly done by the time you get the ask. So a few minutes later. Important question: do you stick around? Does Praz stick around, or is he gonna head off and just trust Lux to do her thing?
He'll try. He'll get on his station and see what he can find in the computer.
All right. Independent test or assist for Lux?
I'll do an assist. I'll assist. That way, I'm just doing like a general search, so that.
You want to see if this is sort of a trick question and it's in Google.
Yeah.
All right.
Doreen Ross. She was in the latest movie that was filmed on Zabrak or on Iridonia.
Okay.
But yeah.
You've got basically just a name and no location, no history. There's gonna be difficulty to just try and find.
Makes sense. All right.
What does Lux get for my assist?
Lux will get an additional boost die for unskilled assistance.
So that is 3 successes and 5 threats?
Wow.
Okay.
That's a thing that just happened.
That did just happen.
Fuck, the Empire knows where we are again. Did you just send out an official APB with a RSVP line on it?
I just send a Facebook invite to the Empire.
Okay.
To the Empire's official Facebook group, their Facebook page,
A
Darth
Snapchat.
Vader and
Looks like that
Palpatine's
person
personal
who
pages.
who pulls off incredibly strange and nefarious crimes with no evidence left behind, and then posts about it on Facebook.
With geotagged selfies.
Yeah, not quite, but so Lux, it's not feasible to just, even if you had access to all of the databases you would have had as an Imperial agent, to just plug in a name and wait.
Right, exactly.
So you sort of are trying to cross-reference. You don't know a lot about exactly what Praz's clan is currently up to, beyond what Praz might have shared, but you can be like, okay, it's probably something recent, probably something important,
Right.
probably has something to do with Iridonia, maybe. Trying to use those filters. And you're running through and you're running into a few people, even a few people that are named. You managed to find a few people, 3 that are named Doreen Ross, but that's not necessarily the most uncommon name in the galaxy.
Right.
And none of these people are making a ton of sense. And then you run across some articles that were actually sort of stored a little bit because you'd looked at them before. And it occurs to you that this is not the first time you've heard that last name in the last month.
Really?
Yes.
Who else did I look up named Ross? Because I
don't want to mispronounce the name.
Mm-hmm.
One of the individuals that you were transporting for Regal Enterprises was an individual named Ludico Ross.
That's right.
That was the senator for the Laharo sector, right?
Yes. Now, you can't find anything that officially would tie anyone named Doreen Ross to Ludico, but it stands to reason that this might be a family member. Unfortunately, once again, you don't have access to census data or anything, and there are no publicly listed family members for Ludico either.
Okay.
But it's a small galaxy. How many Rosses could there be?
I mean, that is far too normal sounding a name for the Star Wars universe.
Yes,
so
it's an unusual name. At the very least, it's pretty like that planet's one of the only places it's used.
It's not like they were asking for Doreen Windu or anything.
Right. If it was Ross with 1 S, that would be one thing.
Right.
But it's Ross with 2 S's. That's strange.
Yeah.
All right, back to the actual
Mr.
story.
Lucas. Sorry, go ahead. We're terrible.
Aside from the fact that Aaron can pronounce the name Ross.
No, that makes sense.
Yes, it does seem unusual enough. And the timing is kind of convenient. Once again, you don't actually see anything about the possibility Ludico Ross is missing, but she hasn't made any public appearances lately. You might know why.
Right. Any idea why your peeps are looking for this person?
I'll ask. I'll send a communique back asking what, if anything, they've done concerning the clan, and if they have a list of any possible family members or last known locations.
You get a response back pretty quickly, faster than you were actually expecting.
Yeah.
Basically saying, unfortunately, all of the information we're collecting on the individual is currently considered to be of the utmost secrecy. We can only speculate that the reasoning is of the utmost importance and of particular immediate concern to the well-being of our clan. However, the exact nature of this situation requires a level of secrecy.
This communication thing that I'm using right now is encrypted because I'm sure.
Yeah, this is
right.
something you have specific. This is something Lux has reinforced, but is also something specifically that your clan uses for things they don't want other people to know.
Yeah,
Now.
damn off-worlders. But so, well, I'll say, I've searched the name. I have the time to start searching right now. Like, we searched the name and couldn't find much. We need a little bit more to go on.
Don't worry if you can't find anything. This was a general announcement.
Do they have a picture?
Just any information you happen to have.
I'll ask if they have a picture of her.
They don't seem to have a picture. The general description you get back is human, shorter than 5 feet, long hair, balding apparently.
Okay. So yeah,
I mean, that doesn't really fit our, other than the
either
generics, that doesn't really fit.
Well, one of them,
Ladika.
they're balding.
This does not sound like a physical description of Ladiko, but
Right. Okay.
What
Some
about
relatives,
any of the
something
three?
like that.
very possible.
Okay.
One of those standard, federal law enforcement announcements. Like, here's information that we need everybody to know. It's 80% redacted, but we need everybody to know it.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll
Or
ask.
like,
know these
we
things,
have
but I'm
a
not
few
going to
people
tell you them.
in
But
very
no,
different parts of the galaxy, and if any of them happen to have run across this, we need it right now.
Yep.
yeah.
I'll let them know that I'll keep an eye out for.
Okay. Just to clarify, you don't send them any information on Lux's speculation?
Well, yeah, no, I'll say that we found 3 Doreen Rosses,
Okay.
which is pretty. That's narrowing it down in the galaxy, at least, to go from the whole galaxy. Hey, we found 3 that match this. That only 3 people in the whole galaxy have this name.
Not true.
I mean,
Lux
no.
found
Yeah,
only
no.
3
that we
flagged
could-
as vaguely relevant possible.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I said I'll let them know that we that Lux possibly narrowed it down to 3.
No.
So I guess
No,
we can
No.
keep
You
track.
will not tell them that I narrowed it down to 3.
I will say that I narrowed it down because yeah.
Go
With the
search
resources
through
I've
it.
used-
Praz's clan is going to think, man, this guy can do everything.
That's the plan. That's the plan. Then I'll show up and be like, how do computers work? All right, so I press this button and it turns on, right? But yeah. So I'll say I've narrowed it down.
I think I found him.
Three
Why do you keep
candidates.
degaussing the monitor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would frankly probably, I'm sure well, they probably have some, like, they'll probably get this and say, yes, we know it's one of these three. We're just not telling you that because that's how these generally work. But
Yeah. I'll just
they know that you're doing something, which is good.
yeah, bookmark their pages, I guess, and save their locations, and it's something we could check out later.
Did we or did Sen ever tell us a name for the Miraluka?
Well, she did introduce herself when she was on your
Yeah.
ship.
Oh, okay.
Doreen Ross.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well,
Yakon. Her name is Yakon.
what was it, Yakon?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
And how long did we have on our jump? How long was it going to take us
At
to
this
get from
point-
Dantooine to?
Well, the jump itself was going to be about a day and a half.
Okay.
At this point, you've got, unless you want to roll back the clock for something, at this point, you've got about 5 minutes until you drop out of hyperspace.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. I
Cool.
just couldn't remember if it was like a day, a couple hours, a week.
Yep.
Good to know.
Yep. So, as you guys continue to pour over this information,
mhm.
Sen does come into the comm room and sort of start preparing to drop the ship out of hyperspace.
Cool.
Looks over a few monitors, and that sort of wobbly, streaking stars of a ship mid hyperspace jump starts to fade away, dropping you out essentially in orbit of the planet. And I'm going to need everyone that's not rerun to make me a roll.
Okay. I figured that was going to be the case.
Team droids, we don't give a fuck.
Rerun, actually, I am going to want you to make a unrelated perception roll.
Awesome. I am all about making perception rolls
And
and usually failing them.
yeah,
but making them anyway.
and Lux and Praz are going to need to make me cool rolls at difficulty of 3.
My perception at the same difficulty?
Your perception is... I'll say your
Absolutely.
perception is difficulty of 2.
Okay.
So that is a success and an advantage.
I have a cool of 1, so this is gonna go swimmingly.
My perception got 2 threats, 2 successes, and a triumph.
I got a wash.
All
That's a
right.
surprise.
As you drop out of hyperspace, Sen sort of flinches and covers his head, and Lux, he does this a second before it hits you, so you have a moment to steel yourself. And given that this happens to you sort of regularly when you're around people, you have a moment to, if not clamp down on, stop
Yes.
some sort of force or energy from impacting you too much.
I know how to shut myself down if I need to.
You do. And
I
you
hate
don't
it,
need
but
to
I
shut
do.
yourself down for long, just like that instinctive barrier that gives you time to adjust.
Okay.
Praz, you're less adjusted. You suffer 3 points of strain.
With a wash.
Yeah. Without any successes, you suffer 3 points of strain. It would have been a lot worse if you had actually failed. And you feel this sort of, the only way you can describe it is there is someone in your head yelling. This is how you imagine like having a comm implant that someone's screaming into would feel. It is very disconcerting, but it is something you can compartmentalize. It's not going to stop you from being able to act. It's just constant scraping in the back of your head, which
That's
is
like
not
tinnitus.
exactly pleasant.
Yeah, I kind of figured this was gonna happen. So I'm
Yeah,
really glad I'm paranoid as I'm coming to the screaming planet.
yeah. Lux, you're like, yeah, screaming world, this is roughly how I expected, but you had that moment to adjust.
Yeah.
Sen bails back to his room
Hear that,
pretty
Lux?
immediately.
Those are the
Rerun,
shrieking
fortunately,
eel.
you grab control of the ship when the pilot needs to go. And managed to essentially finish stabilizing the drop out of hyperspace. So now you are in orbit with your pilot having locked himself in his room.
Okay, that's a thing. Shit.
So what did I see?
Rerun, were you in the comms room, in the pilot room? When
I was in the cockpit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's general.
That's what I was imagining.
Yeah.
You notice,
Because I was gonna head up there and just hit
once again,
scanners
you
as
see
soon as we
the
could.
sort of plop,
Mhm.
pop of coming out of the hyperspace jump, and pretty immediately, Lux take like a half step back. Praz look around, and Sen just cover his head and press a button and bolt from the room towards his own quarters.
Okay. Crap, there was ask. I will come back to it. I remember.
Okay. But yeah, you managed to notice, oh hey, we don't have a pilot anymore, and use your astromech interfacing to compensate for that.
Yes, because I have space piloting skills training now.
Yeah.
Ow.
You guys want to set us down? I'm gonna go, and at that point I get up and go, and I'm just going to knock on the door to Sen's room to see if he's okay. Make sure he's not like trying to carve his way out of the ship with his laser blade.
Oh yes, since I got a triumph on my perception skill, are there any additional useful details I could have noticed, or possibly spend that for a boost die for the next thing I need to notice while we're up here?
I'm gonna say you do get additional information.
Yep.
You notice something that none of the people actually experiencing it do about this sudden psychic impact. It definitely impacts Sen first. Now, he wasn't standing any closer to the planet or anything. It does seem like there was a few seconds delay between Sen collapsing and everyone else starting to feel it.
Okay.
Alex, you head to Sen's room. You hear frustrated punching Ichani noises.
All right, he's doing his.
No laser sword.
I know what
noises,
this sort of thing is
unfortunately.
like. I know you usually need you. Okay, cool. So then I will, leave him to it.
Right. I should probably.
I mean, I'm not sitting in his pilot seat, but okay, I can. I mean, we can co-pilot. I'm decent at flying as long as there's nothing in or around me that I can hit.
Rerun just gives you a very blank stare and then moves over and slowly like extends his little grabber arm to the yoke. He can't see over the console, but he's steering anyway.
Make
right.
me a piloting check. Difficulty of 2.
2? Okay.
You're navigating onto a rogue planet. It's not automatic.
Piloting planetary or space? Well, it's technically the same
Planetary.
role anyway. Okay. I will use a light side point then.
Okay.
Because I don't want to crash the ship. Hey! A triumph
With
and
an
an advantage.
Yep. Rerun smoothly pilots you in. You find, and as you're doing so, you're also getting some basic scans of the planetoid. It is surprisingly habitable, given the lack of a star or a orbit path or most of the other things you would expect.
Man, gravity
you
field's
managed
got to
to-
be really weird out here.
Find a decently wide area to land the ship in, where you're not going to be halfway on a cliff. You're not getting the readings for any like cities or anything. This is a fairly small planet.
What's the general like biome or environmentally?
It is hard to describe from a like. There are most planets in this universe have a singular biome. From that perspective, it's a little hard to describe because there's definitely a lot of plant life here, and there's definitely some underground volcanic activity, and it's generally sticking together, but it's not heavy forest, it's not volcanic, it's not grasslands, it's not a desert. The best you could do is maybe some sort of marsh, though it's not. None of this plant life is things that you are able to index or with scans
Identify,
like
right?
contextualize as.
But it's warm enough. There's definite moisture.
There's moisture, there's warmth, there is air,
Okay.
there's an atmosphere, which is a little weird.
Could he possibly make some sort of outer rim check to see if there's any stories of anything like this he's ever heard of before?
For that would not be outer rim, that would be lore in this case.
Okay.
But yes, you can absolutely make that check.
Okay. I'm guessing difficulty like 3 or 4.
Difficulty of 3.
Okay. One success, 2 threat.
There are not many. Okay, there's a lot of rogue planetoids. They're one of the things you don't want to hit while you're in hyperspace.
Right.
But there aren't many that have an atmosphere because that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Of course, there's stories about smuggling joints that are on outside of system, stuff like that. It's not impossible. It's definitely a recorded scientific phenomenon and something that you've heard stories about, but you've never heard of. Most of the time there's some tech doing it, and you're not currently detecting anything.
Right. Yeah. Usually there's some sort of like terraforming infrastructure.
Yeah.
Thing that keeps it in place despite not having a sun. Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna go to my room and start putting on that laminate armor.
Okay.
And
'Cause
Rerun's
if
gonna
the
go
planet's
looking
screaming at
for Lux and Sen.
Okay.
Lux is probably actually just coming back to the cockpit, just to make sure that we're not about to die by crashing into, a surface.
No, that's a lot smoother than the landing Sen has done.
Good for you. All right, we're not dead. I'm happy. I guess we can check it out. Do sort of obviously. I think Sen's gonna need a little bit of time. To sort of do the centering thing, et cetera, et cetera. So I think we can at least see what's going on here.
Scream from Sen's room.
Sen's gonna need a fair amount of time to center himself. It'll be
all
fine.
Jedi did.
Okay. What kind of programming help? What do you need? Well, I assumed so.
And he'll pop out a section of the chest plating where his storage compartments are.
Right.
And this little thing just is sort of sitting there. It's probably about 6-8 inches long. With wheel treads on the side, like a little tank.
Okay.
Basically, and it's got like a bunch of little lumpy bits and a few articulated arms coming off of it.
You gotta warn people before you show stuff like that.
It's obviously a droid chassis, but it's completely inert at this point.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's sure. Do you want? We should probably check out the planet and because it's gonna. But yeah, after that, yeah, no problem.
He'll just close it back up and follow you guys wherever you're going. Then.
Yeah, go find Prez.
As you guys lower the dock and head off onto the planet, you get to remake those cool checks, now at difficulty of 2, given that you know what to be prepared for, but you are getting closer to it. Praz, you have a setback for... actually, no, you didn't fail, so you don't have a setback. And Lux, you have a boost for any successes beyond the first.
Okay.
So, no. Never mind, neither of you currently have those.
Okay. Duly noted. 4 successes. I am just turning off at the moment.
Yep.
Cool as fuck.
It's fine.
One success and a threat.
Like, as you're doing it with 4 successes, I'll say, you find you don't need to turn everything off.
Okay.
If you just... It's strange, but it's almost like in this particular instance, you can push outwards your own emotions and sort of make the world respond to you the way you would respond to it.
Interesting. Okay.
So, Praz, you managed to sort of block out that sense. It's still this bizarre echo in the back of your head, but it's no longer consuming a part of your brain processes.
I'm combating it with the one of the old hits from the Max Rebo band.
Sure.
That was not Max Rebo.
I know.
And because we don't want a copyright strike, moving swiftly on.
That was off key and everything.
Yeah. Which is a good thing if we don't want a copyright
Yeah.
strike.
I mean, I
As John
feel
pointed
like
out,
since
it
there's
was a
a
cover.
Star Wars
Moving
role
swiftly
play,
on before we have a 2-hour conversation about music stuff that Aaron doesn't understand. You,
fair enough.
as you head out onto the planet, again, you both brace for impact,
Mhm.
and as that sort of screeching, it's not pain, but it is forcible and insistent, comes at you. You're both like, no, I don't want that in my head right now.
Right.
Yeah.
You look out and see it is different from any place you've actually been before. There is no stunt. Well, there's some stars off in the distance that are illuminated. Most of the light you're getting is coming from these bioluminescent mosses and plants, and even the grass lets off a soft sort of golden luminescence. As you walk outside, you realize that it's not hot, it's not painfully hot, but it's actually reasonably warm out here, and that warmth is coming from this ecosystem. There are large roots that connect to trees that the trees are all off in the distance, but you can see the smaller aspects of the surface roots all the way out here. Maybe half a mile from where the tree actually is, and those roots sort of exude some level of warmth. They're letting off warmth. Presumably something similar is happening with the atmosphere, as there are these golden, blue, green lights that it's still dark out. It is still essentially the equivalent of night, but it's possible to see without a moon or a sun or anything to be a central light source.
I have scanner goggles that I can wear in case it gets too dark. And I
Mhm.
also have those binoculars, those electro binoculars I just bought, so I
But
That's
can hand those off to Lux if I need to.
sure.
Okay.
Rerun,
Yeah, I'll take point.
you mostly see the lights.
Yep.
And the
I pulled my blaster because
Oh yeah,
preparation is important.
I have my disruptor rifle on my back, but I have my regular blaster carbine. I'm carrying.
And I wasn't able to pick up anything on ship scanners coming in, like any sort of landmark or unique
no
location we might
buildings.
head
You know
for.
that there's a mountainous area off sort of to the east of you. And visually you can kind of see that off in the distance. But weirdly no structures, no terraforming device.
All right. Well,
Just following Lex and Praz then.
Yep.
I guess what are we looking for here?
Anything? I
Yeah.
mean, somehow this planet is supposed to be the key to unlocking that whatchamajigger thing.
Do we have that whatchamajigger thing here with us?
I did
Try
not
opening
bring it.
I'm
You
sure
know,
Rerun
that's
did.
a really good point. No, I did not grab. Well, I at least didn't grab it because I figured that was Sen's and not. But If nobody grabbed it, I will go back to the ship and see if it's not in Sen's room. Like if it had been left in the cockpit or whatever, so we can bring it along. Maybe we can unlock it for him. Or maybe it will give us a warning should we're all about to die. Or maybe it will drain our life force. Who knows?
I was gonna say, or maybe it will actually kill us all.
So yeah, run back onto the ship. Do a quick search around.
Oh look,
Sen
pocket
is
nuke.
out of his room. He's in the cockpit, meditating. And he will remind you. I can open it just fine. It's just a. He'll open it and close it back up. Actually, I'm not sure what it is.
It was the key to then coming here was the key to unlocking more about it, or more information from it. It was something like that. I swear. I'm not completely.
She said something about, "Oh, coming here is going to convince me to join up with her."
That's right.
Part of her cult.
Okay.
But if you want it,
no, I think we're fine. Probably, maybe. Let's grab it just in case. We'll take it with just in case. You stay here, stay chill. We'll scout out the area.
nothing bothers me. Ever. Totally. This has not fazed me in the slightest.
Accurate characterization.
Yeah, and
Rolled eyes.
Trying to give you an exposition through John's character. And yeah, you now have the little thing.
Okay.
You can't open it.
No, that's fine.
He probably would have very basically explained to you that it seems to open for Force users. That's how holograms work.
Cool. Well, if we're out, in that case, if it's out there and all of a sudden it opens, we'll know that there's a Force user charging us. Good to know. And I head back out.
Got our Jedi detection feat. Jadar, as it were.
Jade. Oh my god. All right. So yeah, come and I am going to grab a flashlight on the way out too.
Okay.
Dark.
Droid.
Did you guys purchase flashlights?
Droid.
I have.
Yes, I understand that you presumably got yours built in, but in terms of inventory.
I actually didn't buy one because I have goggles for that.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's not a flashlight on that happened to be on the ship. Then is what you're saying.
You can totally spend a force point for that.
I've got 2 glow rods. Bucks.
Okay.
You can save that.
That
force
is
point.
right.
It's fine.
I did give you glow rods. That's
Okay.
um.
So yeah, come
I
back
also have
out.
a spare utility belt if you want that too.
No, I'm good on belt.
Okay.
All right.
Not gonna turn into a Final Fantasy character.
It's wearing 15 belts.
How many pairs of pants are you wearing?
All of them.
All right, Joey
So, yeah.
from Friends.
So yeah, come back out. All right, we just need to scout the place out. Look around the planet, see what there is here. Apparently, that's supposed to convince. I don't know. But we have a Force user is coming to attack us detector.
Oh, that's nice.
Kind of.
Is this pretty flat? land or?
The area directly around you is reasonably flat. It's sort of a field of this glowing grass of soft colors, mostly this golden shade. And though off in the distance you can see, like I mentioned before, there's a few of the roots of what is presumably a very large tree that you can see bits of off in the horizon.
So there's like no trees near us?
No, there aren't any trees immediately in your vicinity. Rerun had a Triumph. He was pretty good at parking.
Yeah.
I parked us in the
But,
only solid
I was
spot
just
in
gonna try
this
to-
slightly
look around.
marshy area.
You can make a... Yeah, that would be a survival check to nature examine the local area.
Oh yeah.
I was just gonna use
Rerun
my
totally
scout
wants to make
or
a survival check.
my
Your
electro binoculars to scout around. I
Okay.
just wanted to get to the highest place, but if we're pretty flat, then
the highest
I'll look
point
as
might
far
be on
as I
top
can.
of the ship, to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest.
What's the difficulty on survival?
Survival difficulty of 2,
Okay.
and that's going to be a vigilance check for Praz.
Survival.
Yeah,
one
because
success,
I'll
one
go
threat.
climb on top of the ship.
Okay.
I'll use one of the ladders.
I see something, and it is a slightly scary monster. That's what I want. No, I don't know.
Is it difficulty 2?
Difficulty is, yes, 2 for you as well.
One advantage.
You're scanning around. Again, you see off to the east, there's the mountains that Rerun mentioned that you can see sort of on the edge. To the west, you can tell there's a large tree. There's nothing catches your eye, no movement or anything beyond just sort of a stirring of wind, but not particularly hurricane-y winds or anything. Rerun, you're looking more locally and you're sort of, are there any tracks, stuff like that, which there aren't any obvious tracks per se, but you do notice that while these are bioluminescent, they do not always remain quite the same color. You notice that occasionally one of the patches of grass will shift shade slightly, or dim, or brighten.
Am I able to pick up any pattern on that? Or any, like, rapidity with which that fluctuates?
You know what? You can make me a... Yeah, make me a perception check for
Okay. Difficulty on that one?
difficulty of 2.
One success.
1 success. It's hard to pick up any like consistent mechanical pattern to it. Though it seems more concentrated in the area where you guys are, which might make sense if this is a plant responding to being trampled with some sort of natural defense mechanism.
It's some sort of response to external stimuli, yeah.
Yep. Like Venus flytraps usually move when there's something that they sense around them, that sort of thing.
That's not an ominous comparison.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah,
mushrooms.
Yeah, I'll head off the ship and say I can't really see anything other than that tree off in the west.
Right, let's go take a look.
All right.
Head off that way.
As
Follow-
you
following
head
Lux.
closer towards the tree, you do see more of these large roots. They seem to spread out basically in every direction from your destination, and they are definitely what is exuding some of this warmth that is
Mhm.
making the planet not frigidly cold in space.
Not an
Right.
atmosphereless asteroid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone looking around as you go or trying
Yes,
any-
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, yes.
I'm looking for game
I'm a
trails to see
little
if there's
bit
anything like
Off
that.
kilter, so yeah, definitely.
Rerun is
keeping
freaked
an eye
out by the concept of warm-blooded plants because he doesn't know much, but he knows that ain't right.
Yeah, no, that's also.
Yeah.
Like, he was expecting this place to be heated geothermally, not because the plants are hot.
Not heated vegetationally.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know from your scans there probably is some level of geothermal heat,
Mhm.
but the plants are also exuding warmth. And yes, you know
Right.
that's very not right. So, Praz is doing something you said looking for
For like game trails, just well-worn
Okay.
paths. If
survival for Praz, perception for Lux, and rerun difficulty of 2 for everyone.
Okay.
success and a threat. That yellow die really came in handy.
Failure
failure-
and an advantage.
2 failures, 3 advantage.
Rerun with 3 advantages. It definitely is. There's definitely probably some component of movement to the colors you're noticing changing. Or maybe it also seems like it's responding more strongly to Lux and Praz and more consistently to Lux and Praz.
Okay.
But you're not seeing much that's around you.
Okay.
This glowing stuff, plant stuff, is kind of occupying most of your processing
Yes.
attention. Lux,
Just
looking-
enough to tweak my paranoia.
there weren't any threats, so no.
Paranoia isn't about
Here's-
threat, it's about perceived threat.
That hum is still in the back of your mind, and while it is not negatively impacting you at all, it is
Distracting.
constant presence that, yeah, it is a bit distracting. There's also utterly foreign, despite you're an empath, you were used to emotions around you being something that you're sensorily aware of. But this is different.
Right. Okay. I'm formulating terrible plans, but they're still in really, really bad ideas, but they're still in early stages for rocking. So right now just keep going until someone says
Hey,
otherwise
no
or we die.
experimenting with the plants. That's
Not
that's
at
the
this
choice.
point.
Okay. Praz, you're
We're
not seeing any
close to
game
getting there.
trails You do notice, I don't know if Rerun's chosen to point it out, but you do independently notice that the grass's color does slightly fluctuate at points, which would be helpful if there was invisible animals here, maybe, but otherwise isn't giving you much information.
When I do notice that, I'll like bend over and I'll put my hand closer to it and run it over an area, like not actually putting my hand through the grass, just like over it to see if it reacts
You still have
stronger.
your pistol drawn, correct?
I have a blaster carbine, but I just
Yeah,
hold it with one hand.
Blaster, pistol, gun
Yeah,
thing.
same thing.
He's
Yeah,
got a weapon out.
I do have a weapon out.
So yeah, as you sort of hold your hand above the grass and make that sort of sweeping pass, it does seem like very slightly, though you're looking at it now, the color of the grass dims as your hand goes over it. And just where your hand, almost like you were casting a shadow, yet the light source itself is where the shadow is showing up instead of, where shadows normally go, behind you.
Weird.
What?
The grass gets darker when I get closer to it, I guess.
At which point, Rerun has grabbed a chunk of grass and ripped it out.
Oh, shit.
Rerun, as you rip out the grass, are you trying to get it all the way from the roots or just ripping out the leafy part?
He'd probably be trying to get it from the roots, but if leaves are all he can manage, he'll do that.
It's easy to do it either way.
Okay.
You
Gonna mow
tear
this
up
section.
in this.
Rerun cobbles
The
together a
roots
weed
are also weird. There are little tiny crystals that punctuate these roots. As you pull them up, the grass no longer illuminates, being separated from the ground. Holding it texture-wise, it's similar to other leaf-type plant materials that grow in similar patterns.
And then fuck that. Crystals?
Yes, the roots have tiny, maybe half a centimeter crystals that are sort of scattered along it, almost like if you had gotten it wet and then poured salt over it and seen those little salt crystals form on top of it, that are just sort of melded to the roots. Make me a education roll.
All right. What's my difficulty there?
Difficulty of 3.
One success, one threat. Thank you, blank purple die.
Fortunately, as a droid, you have a fairly significant database of random facts, when compared to most humanoids. You don't know a ton about plants, but it does seem, as you figure out how to examine it and sort of pull it apart just a teeny bit, it does seem like these crystals are forming out of the plant and not something in the soil that is merging to the plant. Like this is something produced from plant words.
All right. So it's like it's a biologically extruded crystalline rhizome.
Yep.
Okay.
That seems to be best guess. Though it is specific to the root system, doesn't seem to be replicated on the
actual
bioluminescent aspect.
actual foliage.
And you can see from where you tore it up that the roots that are still connected also have these crystals and also are not bioluminescent. It seems like only the foliage is.
Okay.
I'm going to
Rerun's
try.
pulled out some of the grass.
Yeah, after just almost flinching a little when Rerun does, I'm going to see if I can get an emotional read off the flora.
Okay, you can
When
make
that
your roll.
happened. I'm sorry, what?
You can make your roll a difficulty of 2.
And that is a
Cool roll, right?
cool
It
roll.
should be this. What? Let me go find sheet with the Zeltron stuff on it.
Yeah, it's that's a good question. It should be one of those things that I have an advantage of. So You'd think I would have written this down, but that would make sense.
It'd probably be either discipline or cool.
I mean, yeah, that seems to be.
Yeah, make me a cool roll.
Okay.
Just for now.
And difficulty.
Difficulty of 2.
2? Okay.
Wow, these are plants.
That would be 1 success. Because those purple dice were stacked.
You'd think a plant would be easy to read, but turns out it's a plant.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. There isn't pain, and you notice this, you can feel something from the plant more than you'd expect, but the plant itself is not. It is not aware, and it is also not part of that scream that is still in the back of your mind.
Okay, so, well, that's good.
There's just this.
We did not just torture
almost
a plant
soft music box-y sound that you're getting from it, but it doesn't mean anything specific. It's just, yep, I'm a plant, I exist. Yep, I'm a plant, I exist. That sort of thing. It's
okay.
Soft. Though usually you cannot hear.
Yeah, I'm not a mind reader, but
can't usually hear the plants.
Right. Well, it's not actively sentient. Not. Or. It doesn't feel bad, at least the what you did, it didn't react to that. I don't know. Thoughts?
I didn't even think you'd be able to do anything with plants.
Rerun is just kind of tucking this plant away in another little storage compartment.
Yeah.
Now that you're all kind of aware of it,
Mm-hmm.
there definitely is a response to your presence in the illumination. It's subtle, but and it is different for Rerun. There's very little response to Rerun's presence.
So I will go ahead and just walk up to approach and get close enough to the tree that I can physically touch it and reach out.
Do you try and make contact or just reach out?
Yeah, make contact with it.
Make me another cool roll. This one's going to be difficult.
7,000.
No, just 4.
Okay.
However, you do have 2 boost die because of your prior success.
Okay.
Just reaching out.
So that's no success and a threat. Thanks, boost die.
Ooh, tree.
Bites.
Okay.
Those dice were like, you get nothing.
Lux, you're confident and you're shutting yourself down in preparation for just the possibility that this could be connected to the stream, even though the grass isn't. And you're empty and you touch. And something just flashes out, and we're going to start with what Praz and Rerun see from this.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
That's always a good way to
Possessed by a tree.
So as you guys are experimenting, Lux reaches out and sort of goes for the trunk of this tree. Now the tree itself is wide, red oak wide, if people are familiar with that. But obviously she can just reach out, and the tree itself doesn't glow too much in this purpley red, but it does exude warmth. And then when Lex touches it, there is a flash of white as all of the sort of veins of this tree that generally surround you at this point flare with energy, something, and you no longer can see Lux.
Like because of the blinding flash, or because Lux does not appear to be currently visible to us?
No, even as your eyes adjust to what is the equivalent of bright daylight, which is pretty fast for Rerun. Still no Lux there. And
The fuck? I just stand for a minute. Wait, rub my eyes under the goggles. Wait for the blinding spots to go away. Blink a few times. And then I'll turn around and go, where the fuck? Where's Lux? Oh, there's a fucking tree. I'll go over to where she was though and just wave in front. Make sure there's no invisible shit.
there is nothing directly in front of the tree. As you reach out towards it, how is Praz feeling at the moment?
Confused and annoyed that we seemingly got sent to an empty planet with semi-sentient grass. And yeah, mostly just confused and like, what the hell is supposed to be here?
You can feel the pretty distinct warmth from the core of this tree. It's kind of like holding your hand out towards a very moderate version of one of those light things that that restaurants will use at night.
Oh,
Not-
like the outside slight heater.
Yeah,
Right. Mhm.
not like to the extent that it would be blindingly hot to touch, but
But
that sort of
it's kind of
general-
it's kind of a radiant heat coming off this object.
yes.
Okay.
The tree's colors itself sort of flicker. And Rerun, you would notice as Praz is walking over, the grass beneath him is no longer just dimming a bit. Instead, it's bending towards and away, weaving itself together, almost warping where Praz is standing.
So we're not just getting a bioluminescent response; we're actually getting a
Nope.
physical response.
Yeah, on a very basic level, the grass is moving around. Yes.
So I'll just like turn to Rerun and kind of like lift my shoulders and then put my hand down on the root
Okay.
or wherever Lux touched.
The trunk of the tree. Difficulty 4, cool check. You do not get any boost die.
Cool.
Yep.
Difficulty what?
4.
4.
And I'm gonna flip
Awesome.
a dark side point, so you guys have some.
Have some
I mean-
risk.
I'm gonna use light side point to upgrade my one.
Because you don't
my
want to
one
die.
cool.
You're one cool. This is gonna be.
Yeah. This is gonna go so well. Where'd my cool? There it is.
I try and be
Three
nice.
threats.
So actually, you're gonna need to re-roll. I'm sorry, because you're gonna need to re-roll it because I upgraded the other side.
Oh, okay.
So both sides are upgraded.
Grade.
Hey, there's a chance you'll roll better.
Yeah.
There's a
Three
much
threats
higher
for the
chance you'll
record.
roll worse.
Yeah. 3 failures and an advantage.
Okay. Praz, as you reach out and touch the tree, you do not disappear in a blinding flash of light at least from Rerun's perspective, and we can take it from yours for the moment. You pretty immediately pull back as you feel and see that bioluminescent light that is almost in the cracks of this tree start to make its way up your arm. And it hurts. It's not a searing pain, but there's this sudden, that screaming is back and it is louder than it was before.
Fuck that.
You suffer an additional 4 points of strain.
Ho ho ho!
Ow.
Yeah. As basically the tree tased you. And you're hearing that echoing, calling scream, though in contrast to the just sharp yell that you were hearing on the ship, it is now more of a question, maybe. it is loud and insistent. It feels like it's trying to ask why.
You and me both, Tree. You and me both. Yeah. So
That is
yeah,
where
I'll
we're
just,
going to take our break.
All
right.
right. Go ahead, take a break. Get yourselves some drinks or whatever. We will be back in a few minutes and catch up in a moment. And we are back again. And everybody's in the right place.
Yay! Well, everyone's in the right place.
In the real world.
For the
In
stream.
real.
Yes.
And now we'll go to the person who one might interpret as not being in the correct place. The game world. Lux, you touched a tree and
Yes, I did. That was my first mistake.
it wasn't necessarily when you make contact, you do not see a blinding light the way that everyone around you did. Instead, you feel the pressure and the screaming of the tree sort of pulse and then subside. There's still that undercurrent of noise and insistence, but it's sated. You have fulfilled what it was looking for, so it's not currently screaming at you.
Okay. That's good.
And around you, you see colors flashing, like the kind of what you imagine would happen if you started spinning around in place in one of these fields with all of the bioluminescent moss of various colors just sort of whipping around.
Okay.
And after a few seconds of this incredibly disorienting experience, you find yourself standing, probably you're a little woozy, inside of what you can best describe as a cave. Again, the lighting is dim, but there are along the walls some of the same moss that you were seeing in the field and along the areas. Most of this is blues and greens, cooler colors that sort of curve along the walls. Behind you is just what would be the back of a path. If you feel the walls, they feel like stone. They don't feel like tree or plant or anything.
Okay.
The cave stretches out before you. Barely
Hello?
illuminated.
Guys? No one? Damn it. All right. Yeah, I will just start walking forward carefully.
Right.
Do I have everything with me that I had before?
Checking quickly, yes, you do.
Okay.
Make me a vigilance roll.
Okay. Difficulty.
Difficulty of 3.
Okay. So that's a failure and 2 threats.
The way shot.
There is lighting, so you manage to continue down the path. You stumble a few times over things, but don't necessarily want to stop to investigate. Eventually, the path does open up more.
Okay. I do have my blaster out just in case something attacks.
Okay. Good to know. You find best described as a living space. There's a small folded up sleeping bag, little makeshift table that's probably collapsible. And a lantern sitting on the table.
Stop. Look around. Call out. Hello? Is anybody here? I'm not here to. I have no hostile intent. It's all good. Oh shit.
There's this hissing laughter. Well, well, you're not a tree.
No. No, I'm not. Can I where's it do I get it? Do I have a directional sense, or is it one of those sort of all around you kind of things?
Unfortunately, given your prior check, you can't.
Okay.
You're looking around, but you don't. The voice is weird enough that you're not quite getting a direction. Let's say.
So try not to betray the sudden complete body tension. No, not a tree. Just who are you?
As you tense, the moss that's around you under your feet starts to glow red.
Oh, well, that's just cheating. It's okay. I'm good.
And suddenly,
I'm not good. I'm good.
As you're doing this, you see someone sort of leaning back, feet up on the small table, leaning against one of the walls. You could call me Erica.
Erica? I'm
yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, wonderful to meet you. I'm not, you'll have to forgive, I'm not quite sure how I got here. Or exactly where here is in relation to the rest of the. Are we underground?
Where would you want us to be? I'm kidding. That's what the older one would say.
The older one. That somebody else is here?
The older one, the off-worlder. He comes and goes, though. What about you? Are you new? Or are you back and from here?
Well, I'm not. I'm sorry. I got off on sort. I'm new. I have not been here before. Not entirely sure where here is. We don't know a lot about it.
Well,
I came here with some other people. Do you know do you know where they are?
She closes her eyes for a second. Nope. Not working right now.
Okay.
Maybe you try and check. Or, wait, not all. Sorry, it's weird for there to be a Zeltron that isn't, you know.
No, I don't know.
Why are you here, then? Who?
So we came here looking for one of the people that I'm with was looking for something possibly. We're not entirely even sure what we're looking for. Maybe it's you. Oh, what do you do here?
So what's a nice girl like you doing in a
Hi.
tree like this?
Yes.
I listen to the older one. That's why the others don't like me.
And who's the older one?
Oh, he doesn't like his old name.
Okay.
You have to give me something to make it worth my while. If I'm going to tell you.
What would you like?
You said you didn't come here alone. You're Lux. Why don't you give me the same of the other ones? It's a trade.
But that's not really mine to give.
Anything you've been given is yours to give. Oh, it's okay. Let's make it an even trade.
Okay.
I'll give you the older one's name. And you give me the name of one of yours. I collect names.
Seems like a strange thing to collect.
Also collects faces and kneecaps.
She then writes them
Well,
down
it's
in a
not
book.
like there's much else to collect here. Well, not on this side of the planet, at least.
There's more on the other side?
It's a planet. There's stuff.
I mean, more to collect.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, they don't like us going there because I listened to the older one, and the older one's not supposed to be there. You know.
I'm going to try to lie.
Okay. Make me a deception check, difficulty 2. It will be resisted by
Okay.
her cool.
Well, shit. That's a failure and 2 advantages.
Yeah, let's see what she rolls. A despair, so
Oh, yay!
okay, what do you say?
So I am going to give a you know what? I'm gonna try what was the name of the yeah, because I want to see what the reaction is to this. Ventool.
Ventool. That's a cool name.
It is.
What's Vento like? Oh, I'm sorry. I should finish the trade first.
Yes, you should.
I'm gonna give you it. Don't spend it too much or in too many places. Because it's super secret.
Okay.
And I'm totally not supposed to actually tell you. But who cares? Names are fun. The older one actually is called Rainier.
Rainier?
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, I will tell you a little bit about Van Tool, and you can tell me a little bit about Rainier. I mean, if I'm being honest, he's kind of a dick. I can be completely honest at this point.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? Defend himself?
I love that you could also be talking about any member of your party when you say he's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to be more.
He's a mercenary. He does jobs for whoever pays him. And belongs to a sort of, I don't want to say cult's not quite the right word, but a religious
That got
offshoot
him
group.
here.
Huh?
Well, I mean, you say cult. Obviously, it's the place that got him here, right? Or somewhere else.
Yes.
Are you the... I mean... Are you? It's... Just can't tell.
Am I what?
Well, are you the one? I'm not trying to be rude, but people come here for a reason. You're a Zeltron, so obviously, but is it Vantool or you or someone else that got you here?
I mean, we flew here.
Yeah, but people don't usually check out the random planet without a reason.
Oh, there was I see what you mean. There was a woman, Yekin. Do you know who that is?
Yekin. That's a name I've had for a while. Yekin. Oh, Yekin. She joined some sort of cult with a man named Vantool. How interesting.
I mean, I've not necessarily. I don't. She didn't really join up. It was. There was an encounter. She suggested that we come here, and now we're here. In that it might.
Well,
It might be worth it for us to come here. So anyways, what is this place? Like, what is?
oh, I should
What is
give
the?
you Rainier first before I
Yes, of course.
deals. You understand. Have to keep them.
Yes.
Rainier he's cocky, abrasive, and I think that's why they don't listen to him. But, he sees those of us who the others don't like very much.
And who are the others? Like,
Well, I mean, Zeltron mostly, a few like me, and at this point she does flick back that cloak she was wearing. Make me a...
Xenology.
Yes, difficulty 1 Xenology.
okay.
It's a human.
No.
Sorry.
I mean, if there's several failures and a despair, maybe you think.
Well,
Okay,
one
so it's
failure
a
and 2
human.
advantages.
Probably not a human. She has palish skin. Her eyes are like red, but in this weirdly lit bioluminescence, and the colors around her flicker quite a bit and are a little bit brighter, which would help you see her features, except for the fact that it's disco lighting.
Right.
That is not my Ventress voice. What about that sounds like Ventress?
I was gonna
Absolutely nothing,
say.
but it's been 20 years. Something might have happened to her. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, yes, this person does not look 50 or 40. Looks closer to 19, 20 maybe.
Okay.
Not make it better, but okay.
No, it does not.
Nope. Someone said, OMG, run, it's Ventress, and I had to respond to that. Thank you, droid comment. Okay. Yeah.
Near human, but I don't know the race.
Not exactly. Like,
Okay.
you feel like you should, but it's not coming to you.
Got it.
Also, there's a very slow-mo rave going on. That doesn't help.
Which you'd think wouldn't be a problem for Lux, but
No.
Just in the background.
I'm imagining more like Donna Summer and
so yeah, those like me, mostly. Well, mostly those like you. A few like me.
and they're not they're not the same of the same mindset, or you don't agree with them as a group, whatever, or they don't agree with you. Sorry, I'm not sure exactly on this. This is very confusing.
I don't agree with them might be the right word.
Why not? What is it that you don't agree with?
I like the older one. So much so that I'm just the younger one to them now. Oh, if you want information, you have to trade. And at that, we're going to segue back over to the other conversation for a bit. So
this
Rerun,
point, Rerun has
Crash
built
just
himself
got
a
taped by it.
lodge full of grass. No, just kidding.
I mean, at this point, I feel like the ship has taken off and headed to another.
Yeah. Well, we lost Lux, so obviously she just burned up when she touched that tree. No, I'm going to take a few minutes to just catch my breath and try to recover from being tased by a tree that has no electrical sources that I can see.
Your hand still has that glowing structure attached to it.
Oh, it's still glowing?
Yeah, it's similar to how the veins of this tree glow. Your arm and hand are still just a bit, but luminescent and sorry, while I try and fix my camera. Lumen.
We are going to fix this, audience. Don't worry.
Sorry, guys. There.
That's good.
That's roughly right.
Yep.
Your hand has these almost like veins, though they don't match up with where your veins are. Coming from sort of the palm of your hand where you touch the tree and spreaded outwards from there.
Okay, I'll just like hold a hand out, but
Can I make a
like
medicine check
I
on him?
sit down on a
Yeah.
rock.
Difficulty 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down on a rock and basically try to recover strain.
Yep.
So
1 success, 2 threat. I'm
Okay.
not a doctor, but I play one on the HoloNet.
I'm actually trained in medicine, so I could check too. But you're better.
Free run. That sure is a glowing hand on Praz. It almost makes you wonder whether the bioluminescent stuff is from the plants itself or some sort of spreading parasite.
It's something either parasitic or symbiotic to the actual
Yeah,
plants,
something
right?
that would spread.
Very good way to find out. And Rerun's gonna just wheel himself into the tree. He's not gonna like reach out and touch it with it. He's just gonna face plant that thing.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Hey, my programmer is gone in there, and nobody's gonna make this robot for me
Okay.
if we don't
Could
get her back.
Could have high-fived the guy just chilling there. It'd still spread if it's on me.
You're not a plant.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm
let me
just a
see.
carrier.
Willpower. Make me a. Yeah, let's just go with make me a cool roll. Difficulty. Yeah, difficulty is still going to be 3.
Okay, I am upgrading that last light side point.
Okay.
I mean, not that it makes much difference, but why was mine 4?
Because Rerun's trying something different.
And because you're a bag.
Also, Rerun's droid.
Okay.
All right, so cool roll. One failure, 1 advantage.
Okay. Rerun, you wheel yourself into this tree. Snack in. And the tree does not respond. There is no flash of energy or electroshock therapy or changing of the lights. For some reason, nothing happened.
And I'm not like, I don't have glowy shit on me or anything.
No, though, like, there's particles of tree on you. They're not glowing.
I'm going to whip
But
out
you
my
see-
scanner and just try and get
Okay.
a read on this thing.
Scanning it, it is,
Like computers or...
yeah, let's make it a computer's roll difficulty of 2 as you have the correct tools.
Okay.
More of an interpretation matter.
All right. Okay, 3 threat, but 5 successes.
Okay.
Damn.
Enough of this goddamn experimentation bullshit.
Just prod it.
Poke it with an electric stick.
You examine this and wow, this is weird. This is a weird tree. Not only is it exuding an energy in the form of heat, but it also does seem to have this network of whatever is causing the bioluminescence underneath it, which has very strange organic properties. It does seem, at least on a very movement level, to have some capabilities for response. And from your scans, you can tell that the outer layer is fairly familiar. It is tree.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever's inside of it is weird. Whatever's beyond the bark layer, which is why you're seeing these cracks through. Comparing that to the scans you were doing, trying to do medicine to Praz's hand, that internal part does match with those readings, though the readings on Praz are a little less significant. You can confirm that this is pretty different from whatever is causing the grass to move around.
Okay.
And yeah, with 5 successes, there is whatever this core is, it does extend into the roots and into the trunk. But it probably also extends downwards beyond just the roots that are on the surface.
Right.
There's probably a deeper root network.
Right. There's some sort of
you can pick
underlying
up.
taproot kind of extension. Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. And then he will turn back to Praz. Oh.
Yeah, as far as I know. She also had that that Jedi thing. She was the one carrying that coin communicator deal.
Rerun's gonna go run into the tree again.
So while you're doing that, I guess I reduced mine. Reduce my strain by 1. I don't know what I can use advantages for.
For discipline check.
I thought that was on the cheat sheet, but it's not. Not that I can see.
Yeah, not unless you're like just trying to read something about a situation, but
No.
not so much for healing stuff, I don't think.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, but yeah. I'll watch Rerun run back into the tree.
Clonk.
And then after I shake
You are
my hand a little
muted,
bit.
Aaron. That's why we haven't been responding to all the things that you've been saying.
Thanks. Sorry.
No,
I'm
it's
so
fine.
proud. What I said is I'll say you can recover 3 strain given you got advantages and I don't feel like looking at the full rules.
Okay.
And Rerun, make me a... Yeah, make me a resilience check, difficulty of 2.
Okay. Get get rid of my upgrade there. 2 successes and a threat.
With 2 successes and a threat, you smash in and you manage to. This isn't what you were necessarily trying to do, but you managed to smash away a fair bit of the tree bit on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Scrape the bark off.
Yeah. So now there's a like scar that glows much more brightly as it is entirely exposed instead of being mostly covered.
Mm-hmm. Come. And is it like a completely like? Is there a different material underneath, or?
Yeah, it is. It's so you wouldn't have been able to tell this without removing this bark, but having removed some of it, it's like a goop of some variety that this glowy stuff is.
Okay.
At least for you. Are you going to try and use the comms, or were you just asking about them?
I was asking about it because Praz is being lazy over there and needs a job.
Yeah. I would. While he's running into the tree, I'd be like, "Hello, Lux. Are you anywhere? Where are you alive?"
Lux, about at this point in your conversation, there's a, "Hello, Lux, are you alive?"
And that's not just to be clear, that's not something that only I hear. Like it's not like an ear.
It's your communication.
Erica probably hears it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm talking with a new friend. I don't know exactly where I am. Are you guys all okay out there?
I mean, we're still alive too.
Good.
Yeah.
Stand
tips?
by. I stand by.
As soon as Rerun sees the goop, he's running back to the ship to look for a jar.
Okay. I'll say you can find a jar without spending a force point.
Okay. And we are getting samples.
Okay. Praz, Rerun spends like 10, 15 minutes running off, coming back. Are you doing anything during that time?
Yeah, I'll stand up, kind of shake off my hand, and just kind of like psych myself up, get ready to try to do this again, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, walk up to it and kind of focus on the feeling that that I was getting from when I touched the tree last time, which is the tree asking why. Not like that, but yeah. So I'm trying to just focus on the task at hand and getting through instead of nonchalantly walking up and go, "What's this do?"
Make me a difficulty 2 coercion check.
Oh, all right. Three successes and 2 advantages.
All right. With that, Praz, you feel
A lot
this
better at
moment
coercion.
of dizzying color. And we're going to cut back to Lux because time. Or
1 second.
we're going to cut to Rerun.
I'm just getting goop in a jar.
Okay. No. All right. So Rerun, by the time you have returned to the tree, because it is a little ways from the ship to the tree, By the time you've returned to the tree, there's no one there anymore.
I get my goop. I put a lid on it, and I go back to the ship.
Okay.
I'm back.
And I go find
Um,
Sen, and I basically give him a quick rundown and look at him like, all right, your move, bro. They got vanished inside a tree somewhere. We can talk to bugs on the comms, but...
Yep. As you beep all of this at Sen, he's just sort of sitting in a chair, so you assume he's listening to you, and why wouldn't he? You're smart and relevant, and but you look at him, and as you finish talking, you realize that he's doing one of those stupid deep trance things, and he probably is not aware of his surroundings at the moment.
That fucker. All right. Back out to the tree.
Tase him like the tree tased me.
You may do so,
Right.
but keep in mind that so Lux, moving
Yes.
back, we're just gonna move right back to you just got like a short message in the middle of your conversation.
Yes. So yeah, I stand by. Sorry about that. So where is the old one? Where is Rainier now?
Where, Solazin? It is not where, but why.
Okay, why then? I'm sorry.
Why is Rainier?
I can't. This is why I like him. He makes stupid things like that. Let's see. If you want to go there, and you're not, well, the easiest way would just be to go up.
I look up.
There's the ceiling.
Yes, I assumed so. I look back down.
And she...
You mean you left the planet?
No, just like the room directly above.
Oh. Which way is that?
All right. If you can't get there yourself, I can open the path for you.
Okay.
But it's going to be a deal. What do you have in exchange?
What do you want?
It's hard to answer when I don't know what you have to offer, but... Was Vantuel the one on the comms?
No, that was another friend. Also a mercenary.
I do
also-
like names.
I haven't done anything with Vantuel yet. That would be Praz. I mean, Praz doesn't have a bounty out on him. It's fine.
Deal. And she'll, she's just gonna go for it. She'll sort of...
Oh, that's encouraging sounding.
Climb up this side of the wall, with You weren't noticing it in the light, but there are a few like holds that you
Okay.
assume that she uses to. She's not a spider person, but like reasonably agile, physically fit. Just sort of takes a few ladder rungs on her way up, and then pulls something out from her belt. Flicks on what you now recognize as a lightsaber, which
Oh, fuck.
It's difficult to tell in the lighting, but it's almost certainly red.
Okay.
So
I
Lux
don't
may
think-
not know the implications of that. And just sort of reaches around, carves a hole. A pile of dirt just sort of falls into the middle of the room. She drops down. There you go.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna try to climb up to my death.
Yeah. Make me an athletics check. It's going to be difficulty 1, but
Okay.
Cannot wait. Yes!
Oh,
on a game where
Wow.
ladders aren't cursed.
2
Okay.
failures and 2 advantages.
Lux, you get up about halfway before you lose your hold on one of these and land back in that pile of.
Oh.
it
Ow.
hurts soft.
Oh. God damn it. Gonna do this. Get back up.
It takes you some time, but on the second attempt, you go much more slowly and you
So
manage.
you're gonna say
make it
it
through.
takes you some time, but on the 17th try,
That was 2 failures and advantages.
yeah.
It's essentially this takes you longer than it would have, and you make an embarrassing fall.
Right.
You sort of emerge up into a more actually lit room. While in her space there was a lantern, it wasn't actually lit, it just had some moss growing on the outside of it.
Mhm.
Here there's a few lamps set around the room, lit. It's furnished with actual chairs and a rug that there's now a sort of burned hole in as you climb up. That's what
Yes.
lightsabers do.
He's just ruined somebody's interior decorate.
At the table, there's a man sitting there. He has some playing cards out and seems to be dealing himself. Looks okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Ugh. Ah. You're Rainier, I assume?
She's been up to her tricks again, I see. Yes, that's something you can certainly call me.
Hi, I'm Lux.
Hello, Luxera.
Yeah. So, Twitch.
What?
Nothing. Everything's fine.
Need a beer?
Sure. You know what?
Badly.
He'll go over to. It's essentially a large cooler large circular cooler, reach in, pull one out,
Okay,
toss you the bottle.
thank you. So,
Um,
you'll have to excuse me, I'm a little bit confused here. We came here for reasons, and we're not entirely sure. And your neighbor in the lower apartment wasn't exactly good at explaining what exactly this place is all about.
she tends towards the cryptic. I
You
have
don't
tried to
say.
train her to a better
Oh, that's
state, but
encouraging.
some are more receptive than others, and all require a different approach.
Okay.
I'm afraid I can't tell you why you've come here.
No, I'm not necessarily wondering. We came here on the advice of somebody who said that I'm still a little sketchy on detail, because let's just say our source was also very cryptic. But
Yeah,
that this would be the kind of place to it would be a convincing factor in joining an organization. I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm
well,
hoping if you tell me a little bit more about this place, that could.
that could certainly help elucidate things. And it's been a while since I've had anyone to talk to that isn't embracing certain aspects of our philosophy that have various impacts. And he'll take a drink.
What philosophy is that, if I could ask?
Oh, I thought it's usually
I just want I find that conversations and things tend to go, or not,
No, you don't need to.
informational exchanges tend to go best when there's no assumptions made.
It's quite all right, dear. I and my protege, as it were, follow a variation on Sith doctrine.
Do I have any idea what that is?
You can make me a difficulty for
Okay.
actually for Lux, difficulty 4, but you can have a boost die. This
Lore?
is gonna be a lore roll.
Okay. This is gonna go great.
There is a chance you know what this is, but it's a pretty small one.
This is gonna go amazing. I'm so excited for this roll. Hey, a success and a threat.
Okay. Say with a success and a threat, you know what this is, thus you suffer 1 point of strain from the holy crap moment.
Right.
You were never directly involved in the Jedi hunts, but
Right.
those involved in the Jedi hunts got more information about the religion and its this than most might have. And you were vaguely around enough to be aware that the Sith and the Jedi are counterparts. The Sith are the you would know that the Sith are not necessarily praised by the Empire, but Sith is the opposite of Jedi. Presumably also something Sen doesn't like, given that Sen is like super balance oriented.
Right.
Pretty vocally. They're known for being powerful, terrifying, territorial. If you're hunting Jedi and you come across a Sith, you go in the other direction and you report to your superiors.
Great.
That planet is theirs now.
Fortunately, there's no emotion moss in this room to respond to your emotions.
Yes, I am going to try to play that off like I have no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, I want you to make a deception roll.
I figured. Diff 2? Okay.
He actually does have a ranking.
That is a success, an advantage, and a triumph.
Ooh.
So I don't think it's possible for him to beat you, but we're going to have him roll anyway to find out how much you win by. Yeah, Lux is playing it off. Do you want to?
Oh my god. And
specific?
with the triumph, target believes character is trustworthy. Woohoo!
You nail it. You're like, okay, dangerous situation. I know how to deal with that. Let's
Yes, I do.
And he, don't worry, not many are aware. I simply I don't feel like hiding information from you. And if you ask.
Sure, I appreciate that.
To teach.
So, help me understand the lay of the land here. Erica had said something about others on the planet. Seemed to suggest that you were
persona non grata.
Yes.
Indeed. There is a small population of Night Sisters and Zeltron that have come here over the years. Some stay, some who simply came after the crisis or I'm not sure if you're aware, but the Night Sisters suffered some rather significant threats during the times of challenge and strife. So some of those who've survived come here. Erica grew up here, as do most of those who come to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Though she was more open when I approached with my own teachings. This world offers conveniences for me, but there's an unfortunate side effect of the locals do not like me very much.
I mean, most of the time when I go places, the locals don't like me, so I'm sympathetic. So I'm not. I feel like, as it's, I came here with some other people. I would like to get back to them, and see if we can. At least I can, talk with them, and we can put our heads together and try and figure out where to go from here. How would I get back to them? I'll be frank. I put my hand on a tree and I ended up here.
Yes. Well, the easiest way back would be through your own strength, but should that not be applicable, you could either wait for your friends to find you, or you could head back through towards the main settlement and get passage from there.
Okay. I'm sorry. How far would be the best guess of how far I moved to?
Well,
Is there
this
more than one tree that
specific
teleports you
space is
places?
challenging to explain. It is within the tree, but it is also mostly construct. Mostly Erica and I reside here because it prevents the others from coming to try and drive us off. Because where would you drive someone from? A plane that is almost separate.
I mean, you seem to be doing whatever you're doing here. I'm not looking to disrupt that.
To be
All I
quite
want to
frank,
do-
I run a gambling den.
No. Oh no. Not a gambling den.
I'm shocked to find that there's gambling going on here.
Yes.
As I said, persona non grata, but not.
That's fair.
So yeah, if you live through the front entrance, you can easily get to the settlement and chart passage from there to nearly anywhere on the planet, surface or under, that you may have came from. In terms of your friends, segue. Praz, you find yourself spinning, dizzy, and you are in a cave. Low lit. It's a little hard to get your bearings at first, but the cave does stretch out in front of you. I need more than one intro text for spaces.
I know your pain.
Lux? Hello? Anybody?
You feel a tap on actually probably like not quite your shoulder.
Where? Look, behind me? Oh.
Yeah, like someone who's not tall enough trying to tap on your shoulder.
Yeah, I'll turn around and look.
Don't see anyone. And then in front of you. Actually, I shouldn't say you don't see anyone. There's always a chance.
Oh, you're saying
That's
there's a
going
chance.
to be.
By rolling perception?
Yes.
Okay.
Difficulty of 4 for this.
Okay.
Yep. Perception, difficulty 4, and I'm flipping a dark side point because I have all of the points and I've been hogging them.
I force.
I
Okay.
haven't been meaning to.
Upgrade. One.
Upgrade the challenge, yeah.
2 failures and a threat.
You don't see anyone, and then after a few seconds of looking around, you see in front of you, again, a hooded figure, pretty short. So you're Praz. Alright, have luck.
You're Lux's friend.
We didn't trade for any friendship, but maybe that was earned on the side.
Right. So, do I see the big pile of dirt in front of me and the hole up top?
It's like you're still in the corridor. You'd have to walk
Okay.
a little ways before that. So no.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just keep looking at her and I'll just be like, so where's Lux?
Information isn't free. Off-worlders are silly, even. All right. Here's the deal. You tell me the name of the person you came here for. The one who has motivation to be here. Don't worry too much about it. I just like names.
So do you want who I came here for, or the one who has motivation to be here? Because I came here for Lux. Because she touched a tree.
No, to the planet.
Okay.
The one who has motivation to be at this planet. To have come to this planet.
I mean, Sen.
Sen. That's a nice name. That's not a dead name. All right. And she'll sort of walk down the hallway. You see
I didn't say
a
his full
pile
name.
of dirt and a hole in the ceiling that has some light coming through it.
What
That way.
What happened here?
She couldn't make her own door, so I had to carve one.
You carve one?
Yeah. She pulls out a lightsaber and ignites it.
Oh.
You know, with a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before I go up there, you know my name. Can I get yours?
Well, do you want to trade for it?
Well, if you're gonna be like that, I guess I could just ask Lux when I find her.
You can make a deal with Lux instead. Bye-bye.
Okay. I'll climb up.
All right, make me a difficulty 1 athletics check. I'm upgrading this because what the hell, leaning into my weird curse.
Wow.
Finally,
I'm
you don't
athletic.
have those boost die.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, is that a
Yeah.
heat thing?
that's- Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a talent.
he gets an insane amount of boost die on athletics bits sometimes.
Yep, okay. So
Good
the
God.
athletic character just sort of lifts up. It's not a particularly tall or challenging, and you have ladder rungs. You do not fall back into the dirt. You just kind of sort of, and at that point, these two scenes merge.
As I hear, "Ugh, ugh."
How long has Rerun been waiting
No.
at the tree? Alone.
About a minute, given that it did take you about 10, 15 minutes to get there and back.
Okay.
I'm not even out of breath. I'm not going, huh. I'm just like,
I mean,
Nice.
I feel like, it's at least like just the natural reaction, not that you're breaking a
Yeah.
sweat.
Yeah, no.
You
I
see,
gotta climb.
ridiculously easy climb from Praz.
Yeah.
I hate you.
And then I'll be
I
like,
literally
there you
turn
are.
and look and go, I hate you so much.
Okay, you're here. And then I'll go over the comms. Found her.
So I looked back at so this is one of my friends, Praz, Rainier, Praz.
Nice to meet you.
You as well. That Praz and Luxera.
Oh, you gave him
I was
the full
hoping. No,
No.
never mind.
No.
Oh.
All right, rerun. What are you doing?
All right, so he's going to wait at the tree for exactly 5 minutes, and if more than
Okay.
5
You
minutes
do get
passes,
that
okay.
within the time.
All right, and as soon as more than 5 minutes passes, he's headed back to the ship again, and he's going to find Sen, and he's going to take the jar out and put it like on the floor in front of him, so whenever he opens his eyes, he'll definitely be able to just see it pretty much first thing.
Mhm.
And then he unscrews the lid, pulls out a dollop of the goop, and just smears it across his face.
And that's where we're gonna end for the night, guys.
Yes. Well, we have been
Yeah.
Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out on our website at finalshowfilms.com. You can also check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. We appreciate all our Patreon supporters, especially our $25 supporters, which are Chris Comfort, Antitonic, and Cat Waterflame. So if you want to support what we do, you can head on over there, give us a one-time donation or a monthly donation, your choice. And we are also Twitch affiliates, so if you have bits to supply us with, we will happily accept those as well. We also appreciate all the folks over at 411 Mania. Jeremy, go ahead and tell us a little bit about 411 Mania.
411 Mania is a pop culture site that caters to basically everything geeks could be interested in. If you want to know all the news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, which includes everything from trailers for what's still to come on Game of Thrones season 7, trailer for Walking Dead, which comic book film is getting a live action reboot, which Marvel Netflix series has just been announced as renewed. We've got all of that information. We cover movies, TV, and comics. We cover wrestling for wrestling fans, MMA, video games, music, and all the stuff that Final Show Films does. It's 411mania.com. Check us out.
Yes, they are fantastic. We appreciate them, and we also appreciate all of you for watching. If you're seeing this after the fact on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe below, and we'll see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Later.
Goodbye.